Okay, so we're going to just build off of what I did with Josephine before, and I'm going to be showing you a little bit more of an enhanced look that you can do for your older dancers. Now, with older dancers, you can take a little bit more time to put on more makeup, and also typically what you would want to do is put on some foundation. I'm not doing that today for Josephine, but if you have any questions, you can certainly let me know. And if you need any product recommendations, I can do the same thing. What I am going to show you though is how you can accentuate the eyes just a little bit more for those more mature dancers and get a little bit more color for them. Okay, so for Josephine, I'm going to be looking into some of these rosy colors. They're a little bit more rusty, and this is a really nice transition color, and it also helps to create a little bit of a crease, but add some color. So let me show you what I can do. So again, with a clean brush, I'm just going to be brushing this in just to create a little bit of more depth into her eyes. And with this gold color right here, and I'm going to add a little bit of pop right at the base of her lid so that it brightens it up. I'm going to use a flat brush, and I'm just going to pat right in. And then finally, I'm just going to accentuate right here under her brow bone. Depending on how much, how creative you want to get, you can use concealer and such. But I'm just going to use a little bit of this warm tone. It's a slight yellow tone to it. You don't want to, unless you're super fair, to use something white. It's just going to look too white and bright. But this right here is going to just add some brightness right under her eyebrow. Okay, so for the older dancers, it's really nice, and especially if they don't have much of a crease, I like to use a liquid liner pen. This is again by Limelight by Alcone. It's really an amazing liner. The reason why I like this is because it gives that nice defined liner look. It really elevates the look for your dancer. So what you're gonna do is just look down, Josephine, and you can start with the tip in the middle. And really, I'm not going to make much of a wing or cat eye, but I am going to help elongate her eye, and then just use the point. And then I'm going to go in the center, again keeping it nice and natural. And if you are doing this or someone's doing this for you, or you're doing this for your daughter, and they tend to flicker their eyes when they're shut, just ask them to close their eyes, or excuse me, ask them to keep them open, look down, keep them open and look down, and then that will help their eyes stay more steady. If you have any gaps, you can just fill it in. Remember, you're on stage, so no one's gonna see it super defined, but you do want it to look even. And we can even bring it out just a little bit more. So look down, perfect. And I'm using that real tippy point to get that nice look. There we go. So that just really elongates her eyes compared to the other one. We're gonna go and do the next one. Okay, so one thing I didn't point out before, but I will mention it now. If you saw the other tutorial with the younger age girls, using a no color powder like this is gonna be really great. Anytime you use makeup, it's really great to be able to set it with a no color powder. If you're doing something more dramatic with your eyes, look up for me, Josephine. You can set it under your eyes and really pack it on, which I'm not really doing right now, but you could, and that's gonna keep anything from falling down underneath, and it's gonna help you so that you don't have to fix it later. The other strategy you can do is do your eyes first and then do your foundation. But I'm just showing you again here, in case you missed it before, that with use of concealer and foundation, make sure you set it under your eyes with some sort of no color powder. And the reason for that is it will keep any creasing, and you don't want any transfer, especially because you're going to be working out on stage. You don't want any of the natural oils to pull some of your mascara down. Also, if you are somebody that tends to get oily generally, then what you can do is use a bigger brush, and you can use this all over your face, and then that will also keep you from not getting super oily and shiny. But if you are using a setting spray like I used, then that's also going to really do a great job of combating that oiliness. Okay, so I do want to show you guys something really quick about filling in the brows. You don't have to do this, obviously. Everything's up to how you feel comfortable, but a lot of girls do like to, because when your brows are filled in, it helps to define the rest of your features. So one thing that you can do is you don't have to go and buy any special products. You can just use an eyeshadow, and you want to use a flat angled liner brush that looks kind of like that. And I typically stick to something that's going to be more neutral, more gray tone. So you don't want anything that's too light. You don't want anything too dark. You want to stick with something that's going to be very neutral. So this one has more of a gray tone and not red. And that way, once you put it on, it'll look just like it's shadowing behind the hairs. So you can use a spray, like again, to set your, that you set your makeup with, or you can just do it dry. And then lift your head and scoot up, Josephine, like you were saying before. And then you can just simply just go in and fill it very, very gently. I just use really soft, natural strokes. And again, we're just kind of mimicking the direction of her hair. And we're just filling in some of those gaps. Make sure when you're at the top here, you're going in the direction that the hair is. So these hairs go up, you go up. These hairs go in kind of a, like 11 o'clock, that's where you're gonna go. And so it's super natural and soft, and you can decide where you wanna go with it. But in terms of dancing, just keeping it nice and sleek is good. And you can also use a disposable mascara wand that you can brush out your hair, and you can also, it will help pull that shadow so that it's all going in the same direction. Okay, and last, we already have her cheeks done, so I'm not gonna do too much more with that. If you have any questions about your complexion or cheeks, let me know. But now what you can do is put on a lip. And for older dancers, it's really fun to have something that's more bold. Josephine, which color do you like the best? Okay, the red. So again, these are all called enduring lip colors. They are professional, and they're made for long wear use. So this color is actually called Cherry Pie, and it is a really great color. Again, I'm using a disposable in case you're sharing. And you just get enough of that product on there so that you don't have to go back and add more. I like to use this doe's foot and get it all around because it will help me cover the surface area of her lips better. See that? Again, her lips have been conditioned so that they're nice and smooth. And then what I'm gonna do actually is start by lining her lips. So I'm going to use this to just kind of outline the shape of her lips. I start there at the bottom, then I go to the top at the Cupid's bow.
And usually do like only with the tip.
Hold on. Yeah, and you just want to use the tip. You don't want your dancer talking too much because they'll move. And obviously if you're doing your own. You don't need to make any type of funny face or move your lips in a different way. Keep them as natural as possible. And I'm really just outlining her lips. You can also use a lip liner for this, but I'm able to do what I need by staining and lining the lip with this one product. Okay, Joey, you want to fill it in?
My pleasure.
Okay, so this is it. This is the final look for Josephine for the Nutcracker. Hopefully you got some really good tips and ideas. If you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, you guys break a leg. Have a great performance.